Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 12 of Civilization 5 as Russia on Deity difficulty. We're still on our isolated little island, although I say it's isolated. We've been here with the Netherlands from the start. We've also got Polynesia, Persia and Spain with us here now. You still want to buy more horses? Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just keep selling those horses and spending all of the money on research agreements. We have the porcelain tower now. The research agreements we've got are a fair way off. It would be nice if we could get enough culture to get scientific revolution. That's probably not going to happen before we finish most of the current round of research agreements. So let's keep the scout heading over to the west and see what we can find. Nothing else really going on here. We're only getting 25 culture per turn, which is actually pretty low. So we could do with some great works. We will have a great artist in 5 turns, so that'll give us a little bit more culture. Hopefully we've got somewhere where we can put the great work. I'm sure we have. We have been working on a few buildings. So now we're working on industrialization. Hopefully we'll be able to get some coal and increase our production somewhere. And we've got a lot of units that are just suddenly getting in our way. I'd like to see what is in that tile. Horses to William. We still have 4 horses. Are you still willing to buy horses? Yes, you are. Well, I'm not using them for anything, so I might as well sell them. So let's go ahead and sell you 4 horses for 270 gold if you're still willing. And you are. Fair enough. Making a decent bit of bank doing that. Nearly up to 2,000 gold again now. So, Mogadishu's declared war on Isabella. Well, city-states don't declare war on civs, so Spain must be at war with somebody. I think they were at war with Indonesia. I'll double-check that one. Working on the public school now. We've discovered Quebec City. I was going to say there are quite a lot of city-states that we are yet to find, so we'll keep having a look around until we can see those. Let's just go and see a Spanish city. Yep, they are at war with Indonesia. That was expected. See, we had a deal in there, but I didn't double check it. Oh, was it Declaration of Friendship? Not sure whether it was or not. We'll keep that going anyway. Do I have any spare resources then? No, not too sure what that deal was. Don't have any spare horses. Do have some spare iron. Not too sure if I'm going to need that, but we'll probably just hang on to it for the time being. Surprised that the Netherlands hasn't gone to war with Spain, you know, just for being quite so close, or even with Persia, because they did sort of forward settle them there. Although I think everybody in this game is pretty friendly with everybody else, so let's just try and sort of... oh, we found Cape Town. So we'll just sort of try and skirt around some of these places. So I guess we just carry on building farms for the time being. There's not really a lot else these workers can do. Need to start working on rail at some point. Also, we get industrialization. I don't think we have rail yet, do we? Railroad comes after dynamite. But the thing is, if you actually look at industrialization, which is here in a different era, in the industrial era, railroad's modern era, industrial era is industrialization, and if you see that coal cart is a train cart. It's on tracks. So how come we have that here and yet we don't invent train tracks until the next era? Doesn't make any sense. The Netherlands are influential with somebody, probably is, because my culture output is so low. So I bet if we go and have a look at the Netherlands here. Yep, Netherlands are influential with this. I mean, look at this. I know I haven't really been concentrating on my cultural output, but just look how bad my culture is compared to all of the AI. The AI can just put out so much culture. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's not like the Netherlands are actually going to win a cultural victory, because there's no way they're going to get enough tourism to be able to surpass Persia there. But still, it's absolutely ridiculous. Now the question is, have the Netherlands already picked their... that wasn't what I wanted to do. Have the Netherlands already picked their ideology? No, they haven't yet. It's actually only Spain that's picked an ideology. We're probably going to have to pick the same ideology as the Netherlands, just because they're already culturally influential over us. You guys go ahead and build a farm. Got another unit needing orders. That's you. I'm actually thinking, let's do it. We're not really going to find anything useful. On the next turn, I'm just going to put that guy onto auto-explore. Hopefully he'll go around and find all of the rest of the city-states. Not that it makes a huge deal of difference. But, you know, all of those 15 golds add up. There's a Spanish conquistador. Probably going to go and set up another city somewhere. So, yeah, the AI really does blob out on Civ 5. It doesn't do that on Beyond Earth. That's the one change I wish to make. It is so ridiculous to see the AI dropping down a city to claim a couple of tiles that are practically worthless. I mean, as a player, you have to really consider, do I want another city? Because most cities cost you. They cost you an increase in research. They cost you an increase in the culture required to gain social policies. They cause you more unhappiness. And you start thinking, well, I could build a city there, but I won't really benefit from it. The AI doesn't care. The AI basically sees a tile and goes, oh, no one's claimed that yet. We'll drop a city. And I do find that ridiculous. We can create a great work. So let's go ahead and do that. So it gives us 2 more culture. I don't think we can do anything to gain any bonuses from it because we don't have any sort of bonus slots. We are also now, we don't have any more art slots, so we are going to have to build some cultural buildings. Also, another 9 turns we'll get a great scientist. We've got a cargo ship here at Wilsonia that was going to Ecbatana, so we'll carry on with that. So yeah, we definitely need to get a few museums queued up. Probably as soon as the opera houses are done. Can we get museums yet? I can't remember where they are in the tech tree. It's through archaeology. So we've got industrialization, into electricity, then into archaeology. We'll be able to get a few museums. Although, that said, we'll wait until this turn's over. I might change those 2 around. I might swap the order of them and go for archaeology first. So we're already working on industrialization, and then I think we'll go archaeology, electricity, because that way we can actually start trying to get some archaeologists, and maybe we can get a couple of cultural sites and actually get some decent culture input. That's one of the reasons why I really don't want to open my borders to the Netherlands here. A farm on a hill. I guess it would be a 2 and 2 again still. They're not terrible tiles. Just building farms is all they can do, really. There's still a few tiles that we can get improvements on. I mean, we can increase their yields by getting the appropriate tech. Githyonia is about to grow in size again, so we'll have to find somewhere for that citizen to go. And in 7 turns, we will have our first public school. We are going to want to get those queued up in some of the other cities as well. Okay, Githyonia has grown. Now, you're working on the amphitheatre. I would like a public school after that. Somewhere we are going to have to build a Circus Maximus. That will give extra culture. Getting the ironworks wouldn't be a bad idea either. Maybe we can get the ironworks up here. +8 production. We certainly want to spread our production around if we are going to go for a science victory. Building those spaceship parts is going to be a little bit tricky. We can't build a windmill over there in Githyonia, so we might just go ahead and do that. Let's carry on with these farms. The borders over here also expanded, which again is a little bit pointless. Wilsonia is about to grow, though, in another turn. So we can find somewhere for that citizen to go. Happiness is good. Still a long way off from getting those pagodas, but we do like pagodas. We'll see if we get any coal. So if we actually find... we might end up with some coal on some of the hills where we've already built farms, so we may have to go and convert them into mines, but it'll be nice bit of production if we can actually get those. So there we go. Wilsonia has grown. You are working that tile, which is probably about the best you're going to do for the time being. Just a production tile. Yeah, we'll leave you there for now. Let's go on to the next turn here. 2 more turns, we'll find out if we've got any coal, or if it's going to be no coal hype. 3 turns, we will have a research agreement done with Theodora. That's a new research agreement between Spain and Byzantium, and once that research agreement pops... Yeah, look at this, Netherlands definitely got a lot of archaeologists around here. We can definitely afford to get another one. I also need to make sure I just keep my military units upgraded as well. Let's just go and get these musketmen upgraded to riflemen. I don't think I've got Gatling guns yet. We're a little bit behind. We'll get Gatling guns once we get industrialization there. We still don't have a huge number of units, but given the small avenues of attack, the only person that could really mount a land attack on us at the moment is the Netherlands, and I think we could probably fend them off if that happened. Githyonia is actually as big as Moscow now, and it's only a few turns behind it. Wilsonia's not all that far behind, although the growth down here has really slowed down now. So we've got industrialization. We can go ahead and upgrade these crossbows into Gatling guns. I don't usually like upgrading crossbows to Gatling guns because I don't like losing the range, but at the same time, I think it's very important that we keep what little military we have at the forefront of technology. You guys are just going to go back onto alert mode because you're not really doing anything else, and that research agreement didn't pop. That's going to be on the next turn. So that'll probably finish archaeology off for us and maybe even get us part of the way through the next tech, which I can't remember what it was. That was obviously some deal that we did in order to get ourselves a research agreement, which we don't need to do now. Persia has adopted autocracy. Still don't need open borders with you, because I know why you're doing it. You've got all of these archaeologists running around and they're not digging anything up. So there's definitely... Yeah, there we go. There's at least 2 of them within my borders. Research agreement we need to fix. Right, Moscow has grown. Let's deal with that one first. You've decided to work that tile. Let's say we want you to go and work... when's the public school going to be finished? 2 turns. Let's get you working the Oasis for now, and then we might put you in the public school. And we're also probably going to want the Circus Maximus here as well. So, gold per turn from Theodora has ended. Let's go back to Theodora and get ourselves another research agreement if we can. She doesn't have enough money. She needs 220 gold. So if I give you 220 and you give me back 4 gold per turn. There we go. And research agreement. Yep, she's willing to do it. Haven't had a look at the techs for a while. We are on... What are we on? We've got 42 techs. No, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at population. We're on 46 techs. 45 for Spain, 45 for Persia, 47 for the Netherlands, 43 for Indonesia, 42 for Polynesia, 43 for Byzantium. So the only person that's got more techs than me at the moment is William. So that's not too bad. That's another research agreement done. Moscow has grown. We've already dealt with that one. So we've got 1, 2... We've only got the 2 sites. There's a third one there. Now I know it's there, we definitely want to go and buy that tile because we want to stop Polynesia from getting it. That's going to upset him a little bit, but I care not. The question is, are there any more that we could go and nab? I mean, there's ones like this one over here that we could potentially get before Persia City expands onto it, but it's always a risk because they do tend to expand their borders as soon as they know they are there. Not too sure if there's any others around that we could grab. So we don't have a lot of time to pump out a lot of archaeologists though. All of these would be within range of cities and give us some culture, so it's not a bad idea. So we've got our Gatling guns now. These guys are just going to go on to alert. Thought we had more than that, but apparently we do not. So let's carry on with these trade routes. So we're working on our second public school here. 2 turns and the one in Moscow will be finished. 3 more turns and we'll get another great scientist. I still think it's early on enough in the game to put another academy down. So we'll probably put an academy down here. I think that's still going to be worth it. Byzantium and Polynesia now friends. See, if I'd have given open borders to the Netherlands, they'd have been in and they'd have had these. So I'm glad that I didn't. Always have to bear that in mind as the game draws later on. Wilsonia has finished its opera house, which is nice. Obviously, we do need to start work on a public school. And then probably a bank. Actually, no, we need a museum at some point. We'll probably work on a museum, then a bank. We might end up changing some of those things around as the game goes on. I'm still not entirely certain whether or not I'm going to win this game. It is a little bit of a just a hare and tortoise race at the moment, just trying to get my tech far enough ahead so that we can start work on the Apollo program and start getting the spaceship parts. Maybe we can do it. Once again, I'm doing what I keep saying that I shouldn't do on these high difficulty levels, and that is I'm sacrificing building up a military, but it's just so difficult sometimes to build all of the things that you need. We're starting work on a windmill in Moscow. That's going to be 9 turns, so we have got the public school done. In fact, I need to move that citizen now. I'll do that on the next turn, assuming I remember. You want to continue to buy incense from me? We'll keep that going. I don't think there's anybody that actually has copper or spices, so I can't get the growth in these cities. Yeah. Oh no, you're not willing to give me 7 for it anymore. You're still willing to give me 6. Well, I've got enough incense for everybody, so it's better selling it at a lower price than not selling it at all. Look at that. There's four Dutch archaeologists all hanging around my borders. Yeah, we're right down at the bottom in tourism. Who would have thought it? Okay, so we have ourselves a great scientist who's actually spawned up here. We want to get you down onto that tile. Now, we were working that. We still are. Let's go and move you and put you into the public school. And we'll probably have to then work out where we're going to grab somebody from for the academy. Let's go ahead and just get a couple more farms. Speaking of which, we got industrialization. Did we get any coal at all? No, not a single tile with coal. So, typical no coal hype. There's some up here. So, they've got some. Little bit down here next to Utrecht. Yeah, not an awful lot of coal on this part of the map. It looks like our scout's getting some work done. He's having a little bit of a look around. Oh, does look like there are some spices there. Spain have got some spices. But how annoying not to have any coal at all. Not that I particularly needed the coal for anything, but I was just thinking that this game had been particularly generous in terms of giving me some decent strategic resources in this game, but apparently not. We're only 10 turns away from getting another great scientist, and it's still probably enough time to go and grab another academy. So, Netherlands have adopted freedom, so it looks like we will be going for freedom ourselves. We've really got to do that. So let's go and get old Mary Curie down here. We will put down another academy. And we obviously want to work that. We don't want to stagnate or starve or anything. We'll lose a little bit of production and go in like that. On to the next turn. What we could also do is we could theoretically work some academies with our other cities, because the other cities do have the observatories, so they do still get the extra science output from that. But I think we're doing quite well for science at the moment. So we're working on electricity. After electricity, we probably want to go into... I don't know, really. Maybe into radio? We might even be able to get Neuschwanstein. But then we need to go through military science, dynamite, and all that malarkey. So maybe we just go into radio, then maybe into railroad after that. I'll queue them up just in case I forget to do anything and research agreements pop. So ban luxury jewels and embargo Polynesia. Well, I don't mind whether jewelry gets banned or not, to be honest. We'll vote against it. I'm not really friendly with Persia. I don't want to vote against William for anything. Let me just have a quick look at my spies here. Yeah, it's going to be a long time before we can steal from either of these, but I haven't really got an awful lot else that I could do with my spies, so I'm just going to leave them there for the time being. Everybody's pretty defensive at the moment. And I do want to be careful who I spy on, because I don't want to lose any of these research agreements by being backstabbed. 11 turns, we'll get the one with the Netherlands. It's 7 turns before we get our next social policy. It would be nice if we could speed that up. Definitely think that we need to get ourselves some... Embargo Polynesia passes. Okay. And jewelry fails. What was I about to look at? There was a specific thing I just thought to myself that I should check, and I can no longer remember what that was. Okay, so let's ignore both of those then. Declaration of Friendship has expired with Indonesia. We could probably get that back. Yep, that's fine. Unit needing orders. We have a worker. Let's just carry on grabbing farms just to keep them busy. Caravan. You were going to Utrecht. I don't think we were trading with any of Polynesia's cities, so we shouldn't have lost anything there. A city grew. Which one was it? Was it Githyonia? It wasn't Wilsonia. It must have been Githyonia. I'll go and check that out in a moment, see what tiles it's working. Yeah, there was something that I was about to check, and I can't remember what it was anymore. I think I was going to go... I know what I was going to do. I was going to go to Moscow and just make sure we had at least one archaeologist in a queue somewhere. So there's the next turn there. It's building a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an archaeologist in the queue. Githyonia, we could probably also get an archaeologist in this queue here. You've decided to start working that farm. That's not a terrible tile. That's a terrible tile. Public school's not going to be ready for 7 turns. So do you know what? In the meantime, you just go and work this farm there. 9 turns until growth. It's actually going to grow quicker than Moscow now. Declaration of Friendship with Spain has expired. Probably still willing to do that. Yep, brilliant. Okay, that's fine. Remember, if your Declaration of Friendship breaks, that doesn't automatically mean... We've got no fresh water, you've got to build a mine. If a Declaration of Friendship breaks, that doesn't mean that the research agreement breaks, but obviously if they declare war on you, the research agreement will break. Now that we've got that mine started, that's all I can do on this turn, so I'm going to end the video there. Thanks once again, guys, for watching. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 as Russia, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.